What's up, guys? It's Phone Finds episode 100. Yes, this is the big one. Well, I'm not really doing anything too special for this one because, yes, it is the 100th episode, but I just dropped a 3-hour long phone collection video, so if you want something special, I'd go watch that. That took a lot of work, as I said in the video, but I guess all I can say for fact I've been making this is now my 100th video of just showing my silly phone finds. I appreciate everyone who continues to watch these. Not something I'd expect to get my channel to take off. I just remember the first time I heard about this whole trend from, again, I've mentioned him a couple times, Murphy123, him just telling me about it, like, you should try it too. And when I found that iPod video, I was like, huh, this is a lot cooler than collecting random TV speakers that have, like, no actual value and are just kind of junky and take up space. Of course, some of them did kind of sound good, but that's beyond the point. That this is a much more fun hobby, in my opinion. I had fun with that old hobby, but this is just better. But it seems you guys enjoy watching me show off these phones and just go into my random ramblings and rants. But they're tasteful rants. That's why people like it. It's not just random, stupid stuff that's not important. It's just annoying or never funny. And of course, I don't swear every 5 seconds, so that definitely helps. But let's get on to it. Again, I appreciate you all for continuing to watch my videos. I have no plans on stopping this whole phone finds thing. I don't put it in the title anymore because it just doesn't seem appropriate, but I'll probably still keep calling it phone finds when I actually record the videos. But yeah, like I said, I do not plan on stopping anytime soon. This is still way too much fun to me, and hopefully y'all stick around. But let's get into some finds. We have a lot of stuff to show today, which should be good. It's been a while. This phone is stupid and just kind of useless. This is an iPivo. It looks like it's just like a regular like dumb phone, but it's not. It's actually like a voice over IP phone, and you can see it says Skype certified. I almost thought it said Skype power, but it says Skype certified. Oops. And this phone, it doesn't have a battery, but it just takes a regular BL5C. My sibling found this in their university's phone bin, and it works, but it's pretty much entirely useless. This was Skype before it was bought by Microsoft, so now it just doesn't do anything. It's really weird. This phone, I have a ton of phones from this phone lot I bought by a person or a user named Clone Locker. He is more well known in like the dumb phone preservation stuff because he just has a lot of dumb phones, gets a lot of dumb phones, and sends them to get, the firmware is dumped, all that cool stuff, which I think is really incredible, and I highly support that movement. I think it's awesome that people are finally trying to, preserve this stuff and get like the graphics ripped from the phones, especially like the rare ones, the prototypes. And he was just selling this huge lot of phones, so I was like, I may as well buy it. I want some cool dumb phones, which there are plenty. However, I will say I'm never buying from him again because he did the worst job packaging the phones. They were literally like phones in the double digits just thrown into a cardboard box carelessly. And when I messaged him saying like, dude, why did you package it so badly? He didn't even respond. So he's a cool guy, but don't buy phones from him because he's not going to package them well. At least they're all just chunks of plastic, but still, dude, come on. Like, yeah, I had to call you out on that. I'm sorry. Anyway, this is a really old LG Verizon flip phone. When I first got the thing, the screen worked, but now it just doesn't do anything. It still makes sounds, as you can hear. So it is on, but like the screen just randomly stopped working, which is a shame. The outer screen seems to have stopped working too, but extremely basic phone. Very old, as you can tell. Yeah, it doesn't even have like a proper polyphonic synth. It's just like a PC beeper, but I just shut it off. But yeah, besides the broken screen, it works, but it used to work perfectly. This is sad. Kyocera phone, very similar to both those Only One Mobile ones and the Verizon ones I have, except this one's on Virgin Mobile. I think this one works, it's just the battery's dead, but yeah, pretty much the same as all the others. Yet another old Samsung Verizon dumb phone. This one, ooh, GPS, ooh. And this one does work, but it died like right before I started filming. But yes, it's one of these type of phones. Very old school, very cool. Oh yes, as I should say, all of those were bought from the Clone Locker lot. Everything I show, every dumb phone I show was bought in that phone lot, unless I say otherwise. So let's just make that very clear. This one, it's an Olympic edition phone, Salt Lake 2002. It's in this carrier called Q West. I don't know. Wow, grayscale graphics, very cool. Same general style, like flip out phone, but this one has charge. It's very similar to the Verizon one, except this one's cooler in my opinion. This one has more graphics. Yeah, it works fine. It's just very basic phone for its time, but again, I was expecting it to be like entirely like graphic-less. It's funny, it kind of I don't know, it's like it's trying to look like Windows a little bit because of like these like the navigation bars. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's silly. I like it a lot. Yeah, not else, a whole lot else to say there. Do we got any games? Yes, you have to press the enter button is you press the center, not what I was expecting. It's probably all card games, to be honest. I'm not gonna, whoopsie, not gonna check it out. And this thing comes with its very own, oh, is this the one? Yes, its very own Samsung lanyard. Wow, very cool. This is an LG phone on singular. You might think that, oh, this is a circular outer screen. Very cool. Nope, it is literally just a mirror. That is all it is. You can just look at your beautiful face with the singular logo. It's plastered onto it. This phone works, but the battery's dead. That's what the inside looks like. Very tiny. LG dumb phone on AT&T wireless. This one works fine. It just doesn't have a SIM card, so I can't really do a whole lot with it. It's just such a stupid restriction, but alas, yeah, works fine otherwise. This is the exact same phone, except I don't remember if this one's either unlocked or if it's just... No, it can't be unlocked, because it... Well, actually, I don't know. I don't remember if it's unlocked or on some kind of carrier. I just forget, but this one also needs a SIM card, and it's not making any sounds, but... Oh, didn't mean to actually dial anything. But yeah, just other than that, it works just fine, just like the other one. Don't beep at me. LG dumb phone. Look, this one actually might just be unlocked as well. Yeah, I think this one's just unlocked. It works on any carrier, which is pretty neat. I think, anyway. It does not, it's unbranded as far as I'm aware. Yes, wow, that is slow. I don't remember it being this way. What the heck? It's on full charge. I don't know what the heck. And you can see in the camera, I mean, you can't really see it in real life, but the screen is refreshing really slow. Is this thing like underclock itself? Yeah, it's responding very slowly. I have never seen a dumb phone do this before. This is really weird. Yeah, it's just thinks I'm still pressing it a million times. I'm just gonna shut that. Oh yeah, the other problem with this screen, this one is the outer screen sadly broken. That is extremely strange. LG dumb phone on old Sprint, or Sprint with the old logo. This one works fine. Wow, look at the refresh rate. This one's doing the same thing. I wonder if these phones are just really slow. I mean, this phone is similar to the last one I showed, but you can see some differences. I like the graphics on this thing. It's very of its time, as one would say. No, don't go through that. I just want to see if we have any games. It's in downloads. Any game? Do not beep at me. Oh, we have games. It's all demos, of course, but you know, better than nothing. Yes, very nice. Let me actually close that. No broken outer screen on this one, thankfully. Displays are pretty good. LG VX4500. This one works, but except the fact that the charging circuitry is broken, which is apparently a really common problem on these phones. And the battery died, so battery kind of sucks on this thing. But what would you expect for such an old phone? This bedazzled Samsung phone. I think it's a Samsung G100. I could be totally wrong though. I'm gonna put the model numbers in post because it's a good idea, and it seems like you guys like that in the phone collection video. So I'm gonna do that from now on out if I don't know the model number or just forget, because I often do that. Sadly, this phone has a totally cooked battery, but other than that, it does work totally fine. I should get a battery for it if it's possible. It's just the fact it's bedazzled is hilarious. Apparently, looks like some of the bedazzling fell off while it got shipped to me, and of course it did. They were all thrown into a box. I mean, I'm telling you, literally no care at all. There was not even an inch of bubble wrap or packing material. It's just a box of phones. Like, when I shook the thing, it sounded like just a bunch of phones shaking in a box. Like, are you kidding me, dude? Like I said, do not buy from Kolonka. He does not care. LG phone from Verizon. This one works, but the battery's dead. It's kind of similar to the phone I have with a terrible sound synth. Like, it has the same startup sound, but the synth is different, so it doesn't sound as bad. LG dumb phone on singular. I think this one works totally. Yep, this one works totally fine. It's just, again, it needs a SIM card, so can't really do a whole lot with it. I like these lights on it, though. I don't know what it is, but LG phones on singular, they're just all really neat. Like, they all have these very interesting designs. I mean, like the L1200, for example. That's one of my coolest looking dumb phones. I actually like it quite a lot. I'll try and get this unlocked one day, when just like the other singular dumb phones. Sanyo phone, I believe it's a VI something. I could be totally wrong, though. This one works totally... I forgot. I did that. Yeah, that... You can do the bin shaker. Anyway, yeah... What? I didn't mean to press web. Whoopsie. Yeah, I turned the phone off. Yeah, see, this feature, turn the phone off, which actually just means it's on airplane mode, because, that's what you should do with these old Sprint phones, or else you can't see the wallpaper, and then it drains the battery really fast. Nice little animations for every single menu, as old Sanyo phones were like at the time. But this looks familiar. Anything on here? Well, the same demos that you usually see on a Sprint phone. And when you close it, the outer screen is this nice orange or amber color. I like that quite a lot. Motorola E815. I think this is the only one I have that actually works, but cool thing about this phone is it has a custom theme on it, and I at least think it's custom anyway, because I never saw this on any other E815, and apparently these are like well known for being easy to mod, and when you press the menu button right here, it makes record scratch sounds, and every time you move, it makes a record scratch sound. Very neat. Other than that, I think that's the only modification this theme has, though, which is, you know, kind of think what you'd expect, but still, that's good enough, especially for a Verizon phone. These are notoriously very locked down. I like the silver look of it. Very neat. Of course, the matching outer screen to match with it. Like, just said matching, jeez. This is a Samsung dumb phone on Verizon. Now, it's really goofy looking for a reason. I'm pretty sure it works, but the battery's just dead. Not only can you swivel the camera around for it to be it's hard to do while it's sitting down, but let me try this again. You can swivel it around. Oh, jeez. Yes, there we go. You can swivel it around to be a back camera or a front camera. The cool thing about this phone is the entire display swivels. Again, very hard to do one-handed here, but I can try. Oh, yeah, I was twisting it the wrong way. So you can do it you can display it that way or display it flat. You can do whatever you want with this thing. Very neat. What would you need that for unless you were watching TV on the go? Maybe that was what the purpose of this phone totally could be. Yeah, other than that, I mean, sure it works. I just think the battery's dead on it. This is a really neat looking LG singular phone. It's a slider phone, one of my favorite type of dumb phones, and this thing looks awesome. Very early 2000s type of design in a good way. A lot of early 2000s products were super ugly, but this is not one of them, at least in my opinion anyway. Yes. Other than that, it's just kind of what you'd expect for an LG singular phone. I would really like to get this unlocked one day because, you know, playing around with this on service will be so much fun to me. Yes, very pretty phone. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Very circular, oval design, you know, what they were going for. No camera, though. It's too old for that. With much shock, my phone actually ran out of storage and deleted the video I tried recording, so I'm just going to lightning round this. Anyway, LG slider phone. I was like, the last thing I wanted to show is that it makes cool sounds when you slide it up and down. Very nice. Samsung SGH D415. This is a slider phone I've wanted for quite some time. I'm very glad to finally have it. Doesn't have a battery, but other than that, it works totally fine. This is a neat Samsung Verizon phone. The cool thing about this phone is it looks like it has this tiny display, but when you actually do it, it pops up and it shows pictures of animals. Very nice. Motorola Razr V3XX on singular. Sadly, this one's really badly water damaged, so it's never going to work again. But this one, however, is not badly water damaged. I just bought this on eBay for 20 bucks because it's gold and looks really cool, and it's actually in pretty good shape. It works totally fine, except for the fact it has a couple dead pixels on the display, but you know what? It was only 20 bucks. These usually go for much more. Weirdly, AT&T, when I tried to unlock this, they said it's not an AT&T phone. Like, hello? Nokia dumb phone I found in my local Target bin. The outer screen is totally smashed, but other than that, it works totally fine. And, oh, what the heck? Didn't even know what did that. Pretty basic phone, other than just like, you know, the typical T-zone stuff. It has a couple of games on it, which is nice. Samsung Blackjack 2 that Isaac gave me. He found this at the AT&T we sometimes go to. It works perfectly, except it doesn't have a battery, which you can put a Samsung Galaxy Nexus battery in it and it would work, which is kind of interesting. Nokia phone. This is I wish I remember the model number of this. I think it starts with a 7. It's this really nice, shiny, silver Nokia phone. It kind of looks like a Razr a little bit, but I think it's cool. I really need to get a battery for it someday. Isaac Graves also found this at that same place. LG D-Lite, probably the coolest dumb phone I own. I found this in my local Target. It's the coolest because you can see it lights up green. You can change the colors that it's totally RGB and tells you the time. The time is wrong, though. I need to put my SIM card in this one day, and it has this really nice UI. I mean, just look at this. This awesome. I'm sorry, buddy. This awesome active wallpaper, and when you press the menu button, LG really knew what they were doing with this phone. I mean, it's lovely. I need to mess with this some more. iPhone 3G got from the Clone Locker lot. Sadly, this one does not work. Samsung Galaxy Note 2 from the local Target bin. It's totally smashed. The AMOLED's dead, but maybe it'll still work. Who knows? iPhone 5S that I think Isaac Graves found at AT&T. We both thought it didn't work, but it works totally fine. And the cool thing about this thing is it's a 64 gig, and it used to be FMI off on, and it is now FMI off. Very cool. iPhone 6S, I low-key forget where this came from. I think either Isaac Graves found this at AT&T or Target, or I found it at Target. I cannot remember. FMI on, it has a broken screen, but it has a passcode, so it's kind of worthless. Very nostalgic phone for me. This is an LG Optimus L90. This is not the phone I had, but it is the same model as my very first phone. I bought this at my local Target. It works totally fine. It's on the Android version it started out with, which I think is KitKat, and yeah, it's just, I'm so happy to have this again. And it has Oven Break and Flappy Bird on it, which the one I had as a, how old was I? Oh, and as an 11-year-old, had Flappy Bird on it. So I'm like, oh, this is lovely. So glad to have it again. 2 Alcatel or T-Mobile Rebels one of my best friends in college gave me, so thank you. This one's still on the setup screen. I haven't bothered to set it up yet. And this one is set up, but I think the battery may have died. Oh, no, it hasn't. Come on. Yeah, it works totally fine. There's just nothing to it, really. Just a basic T-Mobile smartphone. I have one. I've already had one, but that one of my friends in high school gave me, but it was broken. But it's nice to have 2 that work. These aren't fines. Well, they are fines, but they're like not new fines. This iPhone 6S is one I found in 2021 that had toilet water in it. Oh, the battery must have died, but well, I'm showing it again because it was FMI on and had a broken battery, but it got a new battery, and I now know the thing works fine, except for a slightly water-damaged screen. Duh. And I found out that it turns out that I found this in the bin literally the day after they put it in there. Like, it still had text from, like, it still said yesterday, and I was like, yesterday, and it still thought the date was like sometime in 2021, so I clearly found it like right after they dropped it in the toilet. But this one was FMI on, but it is now FMI off, so that's why I'm showing it again. This 6S Plus, this rose gold one, I think it might have also died, or did I turn it off? Let's see. Oh, I just turned it off, but I don't have a lot of time, unfortunately. My tan just got like shrunk super far, or super short, and yes, as you see the water damage on the screen. This one though, the 6S Plus, it works totally fine now. It is also, or it always worked totally fine. It was just like, yeah, I just got this in my local Target, I believe, and it used to be like Fear Rain bypass, but now it's just clean FMI off, like no messing around, and so is this one, as you can see. Very, very nice. But yeah, that's what I got to show this time. Quite a lot of stuff. Very cool dumb phones. Again, I just wish they were packaged better, but hey, at least none of them are totally broken. And yeah, I'm happy with the smartphones as always. And yeah, like I usually say, thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all in the next one.